Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, the Paul Storian, and I'm inviting you to have a look around as we explore one of the items that no longer exists. This is an article or a video about Lincoln Mall in Matteson, Illinois. And some of the items that I will be presenting to you are part of my BYE series. BYE, before YouTube existed. So, here we are. Now, first, let's just talk a little bit about Lincoln Mall. Lincoln Mall was created, or opened, I guess I should say, in 1973, and it had anchors Carson Pirie Scott, Montgomery Ward, Weebolt's, J.C. Penney's. Now, over time, this place dilapidated. When I was younger, this place was it was the place to go. The nearby malls were Orland Square Mall in Orland Park, Illinois, which was opened several years later, I think in '76, and Northfield Square Mall, which was opened in Bourbonnais, Illinois, in August of 1990. So Lincoln Mall was the oldest of the three in the area there, general area. Now, Lincoln Mall was the place to go originally. That's if you were talking about a mall, this is what you were talking about. You know, these stores, Sears, J.C. Penney's and stuff. Now, in my personal experience, oh my gosh, going way back, it's very hard to remember, but I seem to recall there was a pet store in Lincoln Mall when I was really young that actually sold monkeys. Pet stores used to sell monkeys way, way, way back in the day. This would have been early 70s. But it's very difficult to remember. However, later on, Lincoln Mall, it was a great mall. It was very fondly remembered. Had a lot of great stuff in it for malls. In getting to later on in life, I'm trying to think of the dates. Maybe starting around after 2010, definitely way after 2010. But when you got closer to 2015 and a little later, every time I'll go to this mall, it was bad. The last few times I went, it was so many things in it were closed down in the mall itself that were it was like 25% of the store maybe was open, and then 75% was darkened and closed down, and it got worse. And what was really bad was, I remember going into the mall right in its last days, the maybe about a year out before it was gone. The mold and the breathing going there, it felt like it should be condemned, and eventually it was. Carson Pirie Scott, however, lasted longer than the rest of it. The rest of the mall around it was closed down. Carson Pirie Scott was still open. I think I might have went in there once after the rest had closed down. But this isn't about the dilapidated mall that eventually completely died and was demolished and gone. Latest rumor was they were going to put a casino up, but that pandemic halted that. So they might still get that, I don't know. But early on, it was a great place to go. And I have some things that I will be showing you and sharing with you about Lincoln Mall from my times there. So let's see. I'm going to start with something here. Let's check this out. So I'm going to set up this next clip for you. This clip is a video I took in Lincoln Mall. I was doing a film with some of my friends, and we shot this, it was around mid-90s, maybe around 1995. It was the holiday season. It was winter out, so this is probably around December of 95 when we shot this, best guess. And there's a little look here. You can see I will be in this shot, and we're going towards the entrance of Lincoln Mall. You can see the Lincoln Mall directory in here, and there's phone booths that we're using. And it's a little bit of history here, or upholstery as I like to call it. So here we go. Let's take a look at this clip. And just to remind you, there will be a little more of this later on in the video, but I'm going to travel a little through time into the future and then come back here towards the end. So stay tuned. After this clip, there's going to be some more later on. Here we go.
Hey, there's no answer on my phone. Where's she? Just keep ringing and ringing. Keep on ringing and ringing and ringing. Maybe she's on over here. Maybe. Hey, look, there she is. Hey. Wait. Come on. Let's get going shopping. Hey, Delberta, how you doing?
Oh.
Nice to meet you. Oh, by the way, this is Gabrielle. Gabrielle's part of the church. She's been for. This is Delberta. She just moved here from Missouri a couple weeks ago.
Have you been there? Oh, no, pretty good. No, it's like hard to see about it. So, nice to meet you, but I have to go because I heard y'all here supposed to meet somebody in a few minutes. Okay.
So there you go. I'm glad I was able to let you have a look around Lincoln Mall before it was destroyed. I realized that it was a little hard to hear some of that dialogue, but that was not really what this video is about anyway. I had a hard time. It was a bit echoey in there. Had a hard time trying to fix it. There was a little more of a hum in it. But anyway, that was us at the Lincoln Mall at the phone booth there in mid-90s. Like I said, I believe that was December of 95, best guess. Would have been near there, if not there. And it's interesting to see. I was so glad. I didn't realize that I had captured Lincoln Mall on video. I thought I had, but I didn't know. And then I discovered this video, which had been missing since around the time that I shot it. I couldn't find this thing. I've been looking for it. And I had forgotten that I shot this at Lincoln Mall. I thought I shot this down at Orland Mall. But then I saw that phone booth. It's a Lincoln Mall directory right there. Lincoln Mall, anyway. So I knew that I had it. So I was glad I was able to put it in this video. Next up, I've got some photos to show you of Lincoln Mall and my time there. I'm going to look at that in just a moment. All right. So I've got my photos ready. I'm getting ready to pull them up. Now, this event was a dinosaur exhibit. Yes, Lincoln Mall had a dinosaur exhibit inside of it. This event was around Easter of 2000, most likely in April, around the year 2000. There'll be a couple of clues in here to show you that. I will just want to mention this one brief story before I get into this dinosaur exhibit. One time, my wife and I were walking through Lincoln Mall. I think we were married by this point. Don't know if we were dating, but we were probably married. But there was a celebrity walking through the mall. Somebody totally unexpected. He had a couple bodyguards around him, and he was walking around. We didn't know he was going to be there. We just happened to be walking and saw him come through there. His name was Richard Simmons. Just so you know, Lincoln Mall once had Richard Simmons come through their gates and walk around. I don't know if he was signing something or sweating to the oldies with some old people. I don't know what he was doing, but he was there. We saw him. Anyway, just a little side note there. Don't know if anybody else out there has ever seen Richard Simmons at Lincoln Mall. Even though don't know if anyone else out there has been to Lincoln Mall, but if you have, it probably holds some fond memories if you went earlier on to it. Now, getting back to this dinosaur exhibit, I'm going to start. Got some pictures of this. We're going to start with the first picture. All right. Here we go. So this first picture is actually of me just kind of acting funny. I was trying to imitate the guy next to the Lincoln Mall directory with the glasses, making this face. I put on my sunglasses and made the face. There's a girl looking at me on the bench there sitting, and it's very hard to see this, but in the background there is a dinosaur way in the back. You can barely make him out in this photo, but he's there. But we're going to get to see some actual dinosaurs. You know, they're not real, of course. They're, just models of dinosaurs, somebody made, kind of like a la Jurassic Park. So we'll be getting to those, but here's a good picture of me in Lincoln Mall right there. All right, that's that photo. All right, let's pull up the second photo here. See? Dinosaurs. We got actual dinos in the second photo. As you could see me kind of pointing my thumb back in the same shirt I was wearing in the first clip. There's a dinosaur to my right with a little kind of pointy head. There's a dinosaur to my left. He's kind of behind the trees. Can't make him out too good. And we are in front of the Foot Locker. And there's some people on my level looking at the dinosaur. There's a garbage can in front of me, or is it an ashtray? And there's some people on the second level kind of looking down at us. So that's what the dinosaurs are doing. I also wanted to mention that some of these dinosaurs, now this is only photos, but some of these dinosaurs were actually animated, so they did move. Perhaps all of them, I don't quite remember, but I was very impressed. They may have all moved. I don't remember, but some did for sure, maybe all. And yeah, they were really neat to see. All right, so that's the second clip. All right, and in this third clip, picture number 3 here, you can see me pointing to a dinosaur. There is a trio of dinosaurs. There's at least 3 dinosaurs you can see. There's one, again, with the pointy head. There's one with the horn sticking out. And there's a long neck one to the left. 3 for sure. I don't think there are any others in this one. And you can see the lady in like the kind of a baseball type jersey holding a magazine or a folder or something there with a guy in a suit on it. But yeah, that's on the first floor. Come to think of it, I don't think they had any of these on the second floor. I think they were all first floor. Some of them, you'll see later, were pretty tall. But yeah, they were, I think they arranged them so you could see them from the upper balcony too. Look down. But yeah, that's me with the dinosaur trio there in the middle of Lincoln Mall. And get ready for our next clip coming up. All right, for a little change of pace for clip number 4 here. In this fourth picture, I don't see any dinosaurs in this, but you can see me right outside of KB Toys. And if you look closely, just to my right, there is an employee dressed up like a jester. He's got like a green clown thing down here and some multicolored stuff down here with a yellow and red hat. He's there. He's employee KB Toys, which I actually forgot KB Toys was even in Lincoln Mall. But there they are right there. And you could see KB Toys to my right, and you could see the Lincoln Mall directory to my left there. And there's another directory straight upstairs, it looks like. I think that's a directory. You can't quite see it, but it's on the second floor. And so no dinos on this pic. But this is the same day. And let's get to our next pic. All right. Now we're back in the Jurassic Mall. All right. This is a picture of me. There is a finned dinosaur right in front of me. And there is a little wooden like box with a white surface. What I'm doing there is I'm actually controlling the dino. I told you the dinos moved to this. In this one, they let you control. Some of them I was automatic, I think. But this one, I don't think they did with this all of them. Anyway, here I am at the controls for the dino. So I'm making the dino bend to my will and move whatever way I want him to move. And not come out and eat the rest of the shoppers or the patrons at the mall, who seem to be all devoured except for the one guy over there by Sun Jewelers. Or did I make them all disappear? Oh, who knows? Well, anyway, so there I am with the dino there in the middle of the Lincoln Mall. All right, let's get ready for our next picture. Okay, this picture, number 6, is an important picture because this gives the clue as to when this actually took place. If you look, there I am pointing to the dino. Pretty rough looking dino too, boy. He looks like a mean sucker there in the middle behind me. To the right of me is a sign, and right behind me is a geo tracker that says Jurassic Safari on it. But the sign to the right says 2000 Chevy Geo Tracker. This is one of those things that I believe you could win. Anyway, they're advertising this 2000 Chevy Geo Tracker. That's how this, you can tell this is from the year 2000. And you'll see another clue here in one of these other photos coming up as to also the month that we're in, or the time frame at least, besides the year 2000. But yeah, that's a pretty mean looking dinosaur. You can see an escalator on the other side of that geo tracker. Somebody's coming down it, or maybe going up. And there are some onlookers. You can see the bottom of their bodies looking down at us. And there's a little kid who appears to be a little bit frightened of the dino just to the right of me, next to the lady there. So that's this pic. Now on to pic number 7. All right, what we've got here is the Big Daddy. This was the big sucker. He would not fit on the second floor. If you can look, I believe this is a T-Rex. He's to the left of the elevator and escalator there. A lot of us lined up around to see him, and there I am in the middle looking as well. There's a guy taking pictures next to me. But I think that might be the geo tracker that we just looked in the previous picture, kind of in front of them people, I think. But behind there, in the middle, sort of, to the left of the elevator, is a big old T-Rex. And yeah, I think that thing moved. I think not only did they move, I think they also had audios. They like, they kind of growled and stuff. But yeah, this was like the main thing to see. It's like in the middle of the mall where the elevator was, the escalators were. You can see the escalator going up, I believe, to my right, and just to the left, you can see the one where it would come down with some people. I think there's a head of a person on the behind the tree coming down. Looks like. But anyway, yeah, this was the big one. This is the one you wanted to see when you went in there because he was the coolest one in there. You know, unless you really like the other ones more. And you could see, looks like Walden Jewelers is up there on the upper floor in the background. Not sure how many of the names of the stores in this little dinosaur series will appear that you'll be able to recognize, but Walden Jewelers is one of them. It looks like it's Waldin as well. I thought it was En, but it looks like Ian in that photo. But anyway, yeah, this was the cool dinosaur. This was the big one. You can see he's like at least 2.5 times as big as me in this photo. And yeah, I believe that's correct, if not 3 times. Anyway, yeah, that was a good one right there. All right, let's get to our next photo. This is 7. We're on to our 8th photo coming up next. All right, we're on the 8th photo. I said that dinosaur was so cool in the last photo. I've got a second shot of him, it looks like, in this one. And I think maybe his head may have moved. Let me take a second look at the 7th photo. And he did. You could see his head was pointing up in the 7th one. And it's a little down straighter in this one. So his head has actually moved down. It's the same dino. And yeah, it looks like that. There's definitely a car there. It might be the Geo Tracker. But yeah. And there's the guy with the camera in front. And I have gotten a little higher up on the escalator to show you how high this dinosaur was. Now remember, I'm pointing right close to where the underneath is of his mouth. But this is after he was up here and has moved down like this. So yeah, he was a pretty tall guy. And again, you can see Walden Jewelers to the left. So yeah, I took 2 photos of that, 2 positions, and you could see a girl, like, I don't know what she's doing. She running from the dinosaurs there in the pink in the middle at the bottom, coming towards this way. I don't know, but yeah, I'm trying to look if I can see what any more dinosaurs where it's dark to the back on the right, but it's too dark to see back there. All right, so that is the 8th picture. So let's get ready to go to the picture number 9 of the dino exhibit at Lincoln Mall, Matteson, Illinois. Now, this next photo in the series doesn't have any dinos in it, but it is an important timestamp to go along with the 2000 Geo Tracker. Let's take a look at this photo. In this photo, oh goodness, I can see a store that looks like it may be closed down that begins with a P or an F behind me. But in this photo, this is how I knew when this took place. I am standing in front of the Easter Bunny in the mall. That's how I knew this was during Easter time. So this is most likely April, which Easter occurred April 23rd of that year. Might have been March, but it was definitely Easter time because there's the Easter Bunny. And it would have been before Easter when he was hanging out there, or she. Don't know who was in the costume. But yeah, so I've got the 2000 and the Easter Bunny. So that's the time frame that the dino exhibit was there. Boy, yeah, and you could see there looks like there are some people waiting for the Easter Bunny there in line. He's got some people on his lap and stuff, and can almost see the prices back in 2000. Don't think I can quite make them out. Nope, I can't quite make out the prices of the picture for the Easter Bunny back in 2000 at Lincoln Mall. But that was the 9th photo in our series. And we're almost coming to an end of this Dinosaurs and Lincoln Mall series back in the year 2000, Easter time. Let's get ready for our next photo, shall we? Okay, for the 10th picture in this series here, I'm actually gone up. You can see me in the middle. Is the father and son store. That's the store from the previous one. Couldn't tell if it was a P or an F. Father and Son, which I believe was a shoe store. Looks like it had closed down here at this point by the year 2000 during Easter time. But I am in front of the Easter Bunny still, and I'm trying to get a sniff of one of his springtime flowers is what I'm doing there. It looks like sniff of flowers. Now you can't see the Easter Bunny, but he is just behind that flower in front of the. You saw him in the last photo. Show where he was, and you can see the people in line there waiting for him. And there, of course, is a man on the right who is waiting on something or someone, obviously. Weird looking little Easter hut, though, with a little grass at the top. But anyway, no dinos in this picture for sure. I don't see any dinosaurs in this. Okay, only a couple more pics to go here. And then we'll be done with this Dinosaurs in Lincoln Mall section. Look at the picture of this dino in this 11th photo in this series. I mean, there's a couple of dinosaurs you can see. There's one in the bottom next to what might be that geo tracker, but that one at the top, I mean, he is ferocious. That might be that big one that I was talking about, because he is next to the escalator, and you can see behind him upstairs is the Cinnabon up there. So there's a couple of people hanging out to the left and to the right up there in Lincoln Mall. But this dino in this, he looks ferocious. He looks like he's towering above the trees, coming to attack the people in the mall, getting ready to attack that vehicle down there. And he's got a little buddy to the left that's gonna join in with him. And if there's anybody in that truck or geo tracker, whatever that thing is, oh, they better hope they make it, because those dinos are ready to pounce. They are attacking Lincoln Mall. And you can see it's kind of dark, but on top of the little dinosaur on the left, that is still father and son, it says up there. So that's where we're at. We're underneath Cinnabon area, and father and son's behind us, which means the Easter Bunny would be right over there to the left of this photo from the previous two photos. But yeah, this is, I mean, look at the teeth in that thing, and that big one that's towering over the trees, man. Whew, wouldn't want to get caught in those jaws. No way. All right, so we've got one photo to go in this quite entertaining series of dinosaurs invading Lincoln Mall, Matteson, Illinois, back in the year 2000. One photo to go. Coming up. Oh my goodness, I am working up myself a thirst looking at all these dinos attacking the mall. It looks like I have went up the stairs of the escalator and I have taken a picture of those same dinos that I was just talking about. And I can see a third dino to the left. And again, you can see the big, huge one there has moved again. He's moving up and down his head. And oh, his mouth is now closed. He must have grabbed one of the shoppers and is chomping on him. There's the little guy to the left. But to the left of the little guy, there is even a smaller dinosaur who is red and black, who I don't recall from the previous photos. Oh my gosh, now looking at this really closely, it looks like the big dinosaur is chomping on that guy that has the camera. It looks like he's actually got him in his mouth, and he is getting ready to eat him so he can get rid of any evidence that he exists. Luckily, he didn't see me hiding with my camera, or my wife and I, who were probably there at this time, she was probably taking most of the photos, but I may have taken this one. Not sure, but because I don't see myself in this picture anywhere. And it looks like perhaps somebody threw some gum or something on this dino, because somewhere on the top of the dino, there is a little piece of something that looks almost fleshly colored. Oh, maybe it is a piece of flesh. All the flesh flying around from him eating everybody. Look at him eating the cameraman in this picture. Scary. Oh, but this was a fun exhibit to see. And remember, these things moved, they made noise, and it was fun. As a matter of fact, okay, I'm going to stop this clip here. I do have something to show you, kind of related. This is a video clip coming up. Okay, so I have only photos of the dinosaur attack in Lincoln Mall. However, what you just saw, I do have one video of a dinosaur that is outside of J.C. Penney's. You can see him move and you can hear him roar. It's kind of hard to hear, though, with the acoustics in the mall. However, I'm not positive that this is in Lincoln Mall. This may have been down the road in Joliet, Illinois, in a mall over there. Looking at the picture of the J.C. Penney sign, I don't remember Lincoln Mall looking like that, but this is a video of a dinosaur, and if I have marked this as being 2009, so 9 years later, I am not sure if that's even correct. Maybe this was in Lincoln Mall, but I want you to see it because this will give you an example of what the dinosaurs were like. All right, so I'm going to show you this clip that may or may not be of one of these dinosaurs inside of Lincoln Mall, but it is definitely inside of a mall. Here we go. Coming up. Okay, so you kind of got to see and sort of hear what the dinos were like in the mall. I know the audio of that was not good, but that's just how it turned out. Had a little bit of a problem transferring it too, but figured it out. And yeah, that's what they were like. They were animated, moving around, scary roaring noises. Pretty cool, actually, for a free event. I mean, it didn't cost anything to go to a mall. They expected to go there and shop, just exhibits. It's really neat to see something like that in a mall. So that was, we've seen a little bit of the mid 90s in video. We've seen a little bit of about 5 years down the road in a dino exhibit in Lincoln Mall. And now we just got some more photos to show you before we get to our final clip and heading back to the 90s. But the next photos coming up here are, again, later on. So we're stepping forward in time again at Lincoln Mall. More pictures coming up. Here we go. All right. So these next few pictures are a little sentimental. Lincoln Mall once had a store called Daddy and Me. So I took a picture of my wife in front of the store with her father. And this was around, best guess, St. Patrick's Day of 2012. So we've traveled from 95 around there to around 2000, around Easter time, to now about 12 dozen years later in 2012. Approximately, best guess again here. St. Patrick's Day is indicated by my father-in-law's green hat, and my wife is also wearing an Irish shirt. But here they are. There's three of these photos. This is the first of the three, and that is my wife. Her father, he's in his wheelchair. He's down, he's facing to the right in this one. And that is Daddy and Me store in Lincoln Mall. It seemed kind of, we couldn't pass the opportunity up as we were there, just passing by the store with my wife with her dad. It's like, Daddy and Me, let's take a picture. So we took a few. That's the first one. I'll pull up the second one here. Here's the second one. You can see now my father-in-law is facing towards the camera with a bit of a crooked smile on his face. And you can see he's still inside of the store. Boy, it sure is kind of fancy looking in there. I mean, with the flashes of the lights and stuff, it looks kind of fancy. But I think Daddy and Me is one of the stores that closed down probably shortly after this photo. I don't know exactly when it closed down, but of course everything in Lincoln Mall closed down, even the mall itself. And there's one more photo in this little Daddy and Me series. Here's the third and final photo, and my wife is holding up her cup. My father-in-law is facing me, and he's in his wheelchair, and they're both facing directly towards me. I think I like the second picture the best with the scene inside of the store, but it's just nice. As I said, it's sentimental. One is my father-in-law is no longer with us, and Lincoln Mall is no longer with us, and it's Daddy and Me with my wife and her dad. So, yeah, very fitting. But yes, this is inside of Lincoln Mall in Matteson, Illinois. All right, now let's get on with our next set of clips here coming up, or next photo, I should say. Okay, so here we go again. This is my father-in-law in his wheelchair. He's getting a little tired. The day has been exhausting him. Now, he was not there with us with the Dinosaur. This was quite a few years before. But here he is this day. He looks like he might be in mid-yawn. And behind him, on the other side there, you can see the Lincoln Mall directory behind him. And, I think, I'm trying to think of where we are. Are we in Sears? Are we in Carson Pirie Scott? I thought we were in Sears. Seeing how there are stairs to the left side and not an escalator, I'm pretty sure this is the entrance to Sears right here, back when it was still there and Lincoln Mall was still there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where we came in at. That is a mannequin in a purple shirt with white pants to the right, in case you were wondering. That's not a human being. But it is a human being sitting on the bench behind him. Looks like he might be looking at a phone. And, yeah. So, that's just my father-in-law, Frank, just sitting there being bored at Lincoln Mall. No wonder it closed down. They must have seen this picture and, thought, oh, hey, if Frank's bored, we might as well shut the whole thing down. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So that's a pretty good shot of the upper level of Lincoln Mall. That is the upper level, by the way. That's why the stairs are going down. All right. Now we'll get ready for our next set of pictures here coming up. Okay, a reminder once again, we're going to head back to the video from the mid-90s coming up here in just a little bit. But first, we have one more set of photos coming up here, and this is from, again, our St. Patrick's Day trip around 2012, somewhere in that area. And because Carson Pirie Scott was the final store to close from Lincoln Mall, I'm going to close this section of pictures out with pictures of us in Carson Pirie Scott. How appropriate. How fitting, you might say. But here we go. Here is the first picture. This picture is of Lisa, and she is front and center trying on a pink jacket. Looks really good on her, too. And it says behind her, Women's Studio Week, 30% off. And then it says on the left, the Goodwill sale. Use your Goodwill coupons on this product. And Lisa did inform me, as a former employee of Carson's, well, she worked at Carson's. I think she trained at this one in Lincoln Mall, but she worked at a different one. But she did say they did have Goodwill sales at Carson's. So that's how we know this was Carson's. I figured it was because it looks like Carson's, but she verified it. I want to make sure it wasn't someplace else. But that is the first picture in this series as we're closing out the photos of Lincoln Mall in Matteson, Illinois. All right, the second picture coming up here will be similar. Now this is actually Lisa, and you can see the green Irish shirt she's wearing that day, and she is taking off the coat or putting it on. I'm not sure which. She may be taking it off because we had it on in the previous picture, but she definitely likes that coat. Did we buy it? I don't know. I don't think we did, but she really wanted it. It was probably too high, even with the 30% off for us at that point. And I could see her little pop sitting on the her soda pop cola thing right at the edge of the right edge of the picture here where she set it down so she could try this coat on. So we're almost through with this section here, and we have... Okay, this is a picture of me. Whoa. Oops, almost messed up the video here. This is a picture of me in Carson's. As you can see, I am pointing as Lisa as she is looking at that coat. I think she's putting it back on the rack there, trying to be professional about it because she used to work there and didn't like to leave things laying all higgly-piggly out. And there is that soda pop there on the bottom, which I'm assuming is hers. It might be mine, but I think I saw her have it in a different photo. But yeah, you can see a good shot of the women's studio there above my head, and all the clothes at Carson's. So this is what Carson's looked like back when it was still around in Lincoln Mall. And I'm wearing my M&M shirt from New York, the New York M&M shirt, which I actually got in New York. One more photo to go in this series, and then we'll move on to our finale here. Okay, our final photo is actually Lisa has accomplished putting the coat back on the rack, and she is looking through to see the sizes, if there's any other sizes probably, and just to look through the rest of them, see if they look all right. But it's just the final picture. You can see the big front and center. Use your Goodwill coupons on this product. And that's the Lincoln Mall Carson Pirie Scott. Outlasted the rest of the store. It was an anchor in 73, and here it was 2012. We took this picture, and they lasted until, oh my goodness, I don't remember. They probably closed down in 2017, 18. I'm not sure where, but they were the last store to go in Lincoln Mall. All right, now we're coming to our big finale here for Lincoln Mall, Matteson, Illinois series from my Before YouTube Existed series, the BYE, and getting ready to our finale. Go to our finale. All right, so I have two more clips from the mid-90s to show you here, going back to the 95 December version, probably best guess for the time. The first one is a mugging video. This is part of the film I was doing. I had the brother mug the sister. Now, you've seen the sister in the earlier clip, so you'll recognize her in this clip. And the audio might be a little hard to hear, I don't know, but you could see a lot of the stores in the background. Now, this is the mid-90s, and one of my favorite stores that I used to really like going to back then was Suncoast. And you could see the Suncoast store on the other side. It's either in this video or the next clip. You'll see it in one of these two clips. It'd be kind of hard to read, but you'll recognize if you recognize their logo. That store I used to frequent a lot. I liked going to the different Suncoast stores and finding certain tapes around because one of them might have one, another one might not. But anyway, mid-90s Lincoln Mall. Uh, this is the first clip. One more clip after this coming up. Now remember, this was for a film I was making, so it's a little amusing. It's supposed to be kind of funny, but this is more for you to see what's happening around than to watch the actual film, to get a look of the inside of the Lincoln Mall, which again, I'm glad I shot this in there. I forgot that I thought I did this in Orland Park Mall in Orland Square, but I didn't. I did it in Lincoln Mall, so I have it captured on video, and we get to have a look around at Lincoln Mall in the 90s in this next clip and the one after that. First clip coming up.
Bible says if somebody takes your coat, give your clothes off. Hey, wait! You forgot your coat.
All right. Okay, so you could see that wasn't the scene. The next one will have the Suncoast in the background. But in that last scene, you could see a lot of the stores. You could see the upper level and lower levels, people frequenting the stores. Yeah, it was a pretty busy mall at this point in time. And yeah, it was a popular mall back then and these days. This was the mid 90s, and it was just a fun place to go. And this next scene we set up, that was a brother and sister combo that I had doing the mugging scene, by the way, if I didn't say that already. This next combo has the girl back in it again. You'll see her, and in this scene, this is her parents, her mom and dad, who come. But this scene, I filmed this on purpose in front of a Victoria's Secret in Lincoln Mall in Matteson, Illinois. So it's a bit comedic, this scene. That's played for comedy effect that I was working on here. But you could see Suncoast across the way in the background later on. You should be able to recognize it, but you might recognize some other things if you're familiar with Lincoln Mall back in the mid-90s. And we'll just get right into it. This is our big finale, our final clip. It's a bit amusing. Anyway, this oh my gosh, this is 2021 now, so this is, going on a decade and a half about since I shot this. And here we go. Let's just get right into it.
Alberta, Miss. What are you looking for? Choir room? No, I just look down. No, I turned off the light. Yeah, you don't feel like the whole music style thing you've been putting on. Right there, hi. Yeah. No, I know that. I've been down.
Okay, so for that clip, you could see Victoria's Secret. We started out. We kind of shot over this way. You could see a lot of the stores down in this end. Not sure what all their names were, but there's a pretty good chunk of the section of the mall there. You could see. I really wish I would have got more film in Lincoln Mall. Maybe not this day, but overall, even this day, I would have loved to have more, but I have some, so I'm happy that I have some. I was so surprised to see that I found this. I think perhaps the store at the end is a little blurry to see. May have been Carson Pirie Scott. And to the right of the Suncoast, you could see Dana's Hallmark. So there's a Hallmark store there. So anyway, that was quite a trip down memory lane. I'm glad I have these pictures, videos from the past. This mall is gone. It's been demolished. It's completely gone. And I was glad I was able to invite you to come with me and have a look around at Lincoln Mall in Matteson, Illinois before they destroyed it. And now it has come to the time for me, your host, the Paul Storian, to X out. Goodbye.